Confidence, that age-old question. Where do I get it from? Well, we're going to explore that today here on First Light, discovering our Eden of the East, because Latrobe City
is more than you can imagine. Good morning.
It is a good morning, isn't it, Noel? We're at Tommy Brock Cafe. We've got our coffee here, some pastries there. Probably can't see them in frame, so we'll bring them in there. Look at that. Cookies and pastries. Start the day off. No, they won't. But today we're looking at where does confidence come from, which is an interesting topic, because a lot of times we have a lot more skill than we think, but it's we just don't do things.
And sometimes we find we struggle to call upon it.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's one of those things that we want to do, and we've got the producer here. He's guiding the shot by trying to put the cookies into frame. There we go. We'll showcase the cookies. How's that? Thank you, Mr. Producer.
Thank you. It's very important,
Exactly. There's lots of things going on in the background here. Wonderful.
Very much so.
And there's someone's eating a wonderful egg and bacon here as well, which smells...
the smell is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Should come on down to Tommy Brock and have an egg and bacon. Yeah. They are the bomb.
They are. And I wasn't hungry until I got here, and now I'm really hungry.
It's funny how that happens.
I'm confidently hungry.
You're confident you're hungry. Okay.
But confidence is one of those things. It's an interesting aspect, because a lot of times we wait for confidence to appear before we act. But that waiting, what it actually does is it trains us that there's something dangerous about it, so it actually makes us less confident. It's really interesting.
Can excite your amygdala, which gets your fight, flight, or freeze mechanisms going.
Absolutely, it does.
Depending on the gravity of the situation where you have to step forward with confidence.
With confidence. So that's what we're going to explore today is how does that work? And Andrew, was it Andrew?
Clark.
No, Andrew Clark? Andrew or Andy Clark? Andy Clark. He
reminds me of the newspaper clipping. Wasn't Andy? Oh, Andy Cap. Sorry,
Andy Cap.
Sorry.
There's a comic. Yeah, we're showing our age here now. But he discovered that the brain prediction mechanism is constantly comparing expectation with incoming evidence.
Yes.
So, and that's where our confidence comes from, and it becomes whether we act or not. It's not so much what the result was. It's just, did we act? It's an interesting thing, because a lot of times we focus on the result.
Andy Clark also suggested that our brains were predictive machines, actually, and we were trying to predict the situation, going back into long-term memory to try and compare the situation you find yourself in with another one in the past and what happened.
Certainly do, and that's one of the things that we look at, is that we have that juxtaposing force. We've got that predictive mechanism, so we're comparing it to what happened in the past, whether it succeeded or failed, but also too, if we don't act, it's triggering a fear mechanism that it might be dangerous if we do act, so that affects our confidence as well.
It does indeed. And what can affect confidence in the moment, do you think?
Well, it's one of those things where in the moment, it is actually about that acting. And because we've got that predictive element, we want to be sure that it's going to work out. But we need to, it's what we focus on. Did we focus on the outcome and then saying, okay, we got this wrong, and then we're not good at it, so we don't try again, which then reaffirms the whole fear thing. Or we focus on, we did act, and it's a learning process, and there's a process of steps we've got to go through till we get competent. There's a difference between confidence and competence. They're two different things.
And we'll get right into that in today's show. I'm looking forward to it.
We are. Yes, it's one of those things that we can do. But while you're doing that and thinking about confidence, maybe it's time to count some stars.
Indeed.
We did with OneRepublic.
And count some stars.
Here's counting stars with OneRepublic.
Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Yeah, we'll be counting stars. Like a swinging vine, swing my heart across the line. In my face is flashing signs. Seek it out and ye shall find. Old, but I'm not that old. Young, but I'm not that bold. And I don't think the world is sold. I'm just doing what we're told. makes me feel alive. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Hey. I feel your love and I feel it burn down this river every turn. Hope is our four-letter word. Make that money, watch it burn. Old, but I'm not that old. Young, but I'm not that bold. And I don't think the world is sold. I'm just doing what we're told. And I feel something so wrong. We're doing the right thing. I could lie, could lie, could lie. Everything that drowns me makes me wanna fly. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Say no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Say no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Oh, take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river, the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river, the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river, the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river, the lessons I learned. Everything that kills me makes me feel alive. Hey, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Watch it burn, sink in the river, the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river, the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river, the lessons I learned. Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river, the lessons I've learned.
I'm terrified. That's a common phrase that people say when we're talking about confidence. You know, imagine if you had to speak in public, which is the second, actually it's a fear that's greater than death.
People would prefer to die and go to heaven.
Yeah, then
other
public
than
speaking.
public speak.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that we're looking at here with being terrified. There's a difference between the confidence, we're using a lot of C words today, and certainty. A lot of people, we want this certainty of outcome. So that's part of what makes us fear of acting.
But there's no certainty of the outcome
There
with
is-
anything,
oh,
really.
Exactly, there isn't, and it's not certain. And that's one of the concerns that a lot of us have that causes this anxiety in us where we go, we're not certain of the outcome. We get this tightness in our chest, this uncertainty, this fear, this anxiety, and that we play into that thinking, well, okay, I'm not confident. But they're two different things. People who act confidently, it's not that they don't feel uncertain. They do. And a surgeon that might be performing a complicated surgery, he's unsure of actually how it's going to go because you cannot predict that with absolute certainty, similar to a performer going onto stage. They have that anxiety because they're uncertain of how it might go.
If you accept that, I think that would bolster your confidence, wouldn't it?
Well, it's funny that you say that, Noel, because that's what the research shows.
Oh, there you go.
The researchist Alison Wood Brooks, she studied anxiety appraisal and found that actually if you lean into it and say, well, actually, I am terrified, I'm scared, I'm not sure. That actually helps reduce it because a lot of times people say, calm down, calm down, calm down, which just makes you more stressed. If you've ever done that, it doesn't seem to work.
and you do get the butterflies in your stomach, your pulse rate picks up, your heart starts to beat in your chest, and you start to scramble for answers and a pathway through this situation. But realistically, if you lean into it, take a few deep breaths.
I'm
just
excited.
Say what you're going to say.
Yeah, this is freaking me out. and we can lean into it. I know I'm excited this morning. I got this beautiful coffee here from Tommy Brock Cafe
divine.
in Moe. On Kirk Street. Wonderful, wonderful little place here. Tommy Brock after the Badger.
It's one of our favourites, really.
It is. It's a beautiful place here in the morning, and we've got our little pastries, and there's the smell of egg and bacon being cooked.
Wafting through the air.
It is. And this is First Light, discovering our Eden of the East, because Latrobe City
Is much, much more than you can imagine.
There's so many exciting things happening here. We had some great tours on the weekend.
There was the Moarts.
Moarts was fabulous
A bit
as well.
of local theatre on a Saturday matinee was wonderful.
It was absolutely beautiful, and a bit of a laugh,
Oh,
bit
it
of
was
a chuckle.
fantastic, actually.
Learning on what goes on inside the staff room of a school. But that's one of the things, when we look at the people out there doing those performances, there was, and I could see, because
Speaking about confidence,
yeah, you could see it was quite interesting. There was a couple of places where one of the actors lost their lines, another one
Yes.
just kind of stepped in and helped remind her, and they all continued on and got big applauses. And it's one of those things with building confidence, as we talked about in the first segment, is it's taking those little steps. The outcome may not be certain, but it's the taking of the little step that actually helps build the confidence, which is useful when you're planning things out as well. Planning things in a way where you can get those little wins helps build your confidence too.
it does indeed. And in those situations where you're calling upon your confidence, the small steps are the key. Taking baby steps.
Certainly.
Treating it as one small step at a time.
And that's the distinction we want to make. Confidence is not the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it. So here's Demi Lovato and Confident.
What's wrong with being confident? What's wrong with being? What's wrong with being? What's wrong with being confident? It's time to get the chains out. Is your tongue tied up? 'Cause this is my ground, and I'm dangerous, and you can get off. But it's all about me tonight. So you say I'm complicated, that I must be out of my mind. But you've had me underrated, What's wrong with being? What's wrong with being? What's wrong with being confident? What's wrong with being? What's wrong with being? What's wrong with being confident? What's wrong with being? What's wrong with being confident? What's wrong with being? What's wrong with being confident? So you say I'm complicated, but you've had me underrated.
your alarm goes off and you wake up and you break a promise before your feet even hit the floor. You begin to negotiate with yourself. I'll just lay in for another 15 or 10 minutes. But this starts the process of breaking down your confidence.
It does. One of those things is what you do in the morning really sets up not only a day, but your life as well. Those first little things make a difference. And it's not about what the size of the achievement it is whether you actually kept the promise that you made for yourself. And little things like, making the bed, getting up when the alarm goes off. Simple things like that actually help build your confidence because it shows you deliver on your promises.
And delivering on promises is key. It's a bit like a muscle, isn't it, Demi?
It's certainly like a muscle. Albert Bandura, he called this self-efficacy, the belief that you can produce an effect through your own action.
Albert Bandura, a famous psychologist, that his work today is still taught in many, many universities across the country.
Yeah, and it sounds obvious when you say that. If you make a little promise to yourself and then you follow through on it, it's going to build your confidence. If you say you're going to do something and you don't, it's going to affect your confidence. And that's where it's really, really critical when you make those little promises that you do follow through, or just don't make it. Don't make too many big promises, especially for people that are stepping out and new to this. Having those little steps that you keep builds that confidence.
Small chunks. My dad always used to say to me, "How do you eat an elephant, son?" I learned to say one mouthful at a time in little chunks.
What does an elephant taste like?
Oh, I really wouldn't know.
I don't know.
I've never caught one to lick it.
I know they can't. But so that's one of the things we want to look at as we're doing this self-efficacy is that ability to actually believe in yourself. And this is where confidence comes and going, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to deliver. And that's a global approach. And those little things where you make those little statements where you say, I'm going to do this, and you don't, it really does affect your confidence. I know that works in my life very much so, where if I start a task, I make sure I finish it and just keep going until I do. And we get a huge sense of satisfaction to start with, but it really boosts your confidence too, that when you start something, you are going to finish it.
Yes, and if you're struggling finishing any project or anything you start, try focusing on just one thing that you think you can achieve and achieve it, because the sensation and the sense of reward when you do achieve it is amazing, and it builds on your confidence.
It does. It's those little things building up together. And BJ Fogg, with a double G, calls this making the behaviour tiny enough to fit inside the life you already have. And this is where if you want to build confidence in yourself, it's making those little commitments to yourself. So saying you're going to do something and then doing it, like making the bed. It's a simple thing to do, but it's amazing that foundation that it builds in your own confidence to do something. Saying that you'll put the dishes away, or little things like that. They don't sound like much, but it actually builds significant foundation for your own confidence.
Indeed. Make the bed. What a silly thing. People would walk away from the bed and not even think about that again. Yeah. But what it actually does, it sets your subliminal cognitive processing up, that you've actually achieved something for the day. And every time you walk back into that room to get something, you can just see your achievement. It starts off that small.
It is that small. So try something for the first time. That's our next song by Darius Rucker. And give it a little go. Pick something small, just do little small things. It'll build up your confidence. Here's Darius Rucker, and For the First Time.
Dance to a dashboard singing REM under summer stars. Never lean back on a jet black Chevy blowing smoke rings in the dark. You don't wanna be a rumor girl, and I feel just the same. Yeah, I know that you don't know me well, but we can make that change. When was the last time you did something for the first time? Yeah, let yourself go and follow that feeling. Maybe something new is what you need, like a real night. Let from the bottle of some $2 wine, run barefoot through the mud. Never had the right kiss stolen from your lips while you watch the sun come up. Well, I know your friends are watching and they probably disapprove, but give me just half a chance, girl, I'm daring you. When was the last time you did something for the first time? Yeah, let yourself go, baby, follow that feeling. Maybe something new is what you're needing, like a real night. Let your head down, feel alive. When was the last time you did something for the first time? Now the way you're looking says you're leaning. I hope I ain't reading you wrong, 'cause the way you're shining, I think you're thinking it's been way too long. When was the last time you did something for the first time? Yeah, yeah, let yourself go, come on, follow that feeling. Baby, something new is what you're needing, like a real night. Let your head down, feel alive, alive. When was the last time, oh, you did something for the first time, girl? Tell me, baby. When was the last time, yeah, you did something for the first time?
One of those things that we feel when we're about to do something and we get scared is that sense of fear, a tightening in our chest, a shallowness of breath. And this all affects our confidence. And many times we put that down to our identity, our character, and we think, I'm not confident. But really it's just your body responding to a fear that is connected to our beliefs. So
A perceived threat.
a perceived threat, correct.
And the true sense of the word, it's perceived.
Exactly.
It often isn't a real threat.
And this is what happens when we try and do something and we have that tension in our body, and it makes a difference when we understand that this is not an identity thing. We're not confident. It's our body perceiving a threat and we get tense inside us, and that's our body reacting. And sometimes, a lot of times, we actually start to think, oh, we're not confident because we're perceiving a threat. And that comes back to what we were talking about earlier, that sense of uncertainty. Well, uncertainty can raise concern about fear of damage.
And when the body's system kicks into this fight-flight mode, it can create a cyclical response of making it worse. Your heart rate picks up. You think, well, there it is. I'm nervous now. Here, I'm really, I've got fear, and there it is. You identify it, and then you lean into the fear again, and it starts to circle and affect your confidence.
It does, and that's where Joseph Ledoux' work on fear circuits, getting that name right, showed that threat processing can begin before full conscious awareness happens. And that's because that comes from our amygdala.
I thought that was amazing, really. The neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux.
You do, exactly.
A Frenchman?
That's I'm guessing he is French.
But
your fear, and this makes sense. Unconsciously, we react faster. We act from our unconscious. So it would be logical that if we perceive a threat, we're going to feel it before we're consciously aware of what's going on. We need to react very quickly. And that's where we need to be aware of how that affects our confidence, because it's not that we're not confident and we're not capable, it's that we're sensing a threat, we're uncertain about what's going to happen, and from there our body reacts, and if we interpret that incorrectly, we can't respond in a way that's going to help us get back that confidence.
Correct. And research has suggested that a large inhale with a large exhale signals safety to the parasympathetic nervous system, and you'll start to calm down a bit. I would recommend a couple of big deep breaths before answering or moving forward with the meeting or the situation that you find yourself in, so you can collect your thoughts and not have rushed, panicked speech.
And that's where psychologist Stephen Porges, he described the vagus nerve as part of the body's social engagement system. So this is where we, as Noel was saying, to lower that sense of threat, just taking that pause, just a deep breath, slowing down. Slowing down makes a big difference. It can be challenging to do until you're used to doing it, but it makes a massive, massive difference because it's your body reacting, and then by you reducing the stress in the body, all of a sudden that fear disappears.
Correct. It certainly does. And in these situations we find ourselves in, some of those strategies are necessary to be able to lean into that fear, or you'll just crumble.
Absolutely. And the goal is not to trick the body, it's to give the body a piece of evidence that this is actually a calm situation. And that you do that by just stepping back, deep breath.
Breathing.
Breathing.
Breathe in, breathe out,
and
slowly.
Then it does, exactly. And then it makes you a believer. Here's Imagine Dragons.
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh. Second thing, second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea. Oh, ooh, the master of my sea. Oh, ooh. I was broken from a young age, taking my soak into the masses, writing my poems for the few that look at me, took to me, shook at me, feeling me, singing from heartache, from the pain, taking my message from the veins, speaking my lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the... Hey, you made me a believer, believer. Hey, you break me down, you made me a believer, believer. Bullets fly, or let them rain. My life, my love, my drive, it came from. Hey, you made me a believer, believer. Third things third, send a prayer to the ones up above. All the hate that you've heard has turned your spirit to a dove. Oh, ooh, your spirit up above. Oh, I was choking in the crowd, building my rain up in the cloud, falling like ashes to the ground, hoping my feelings, they would drown, but they never did, ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke up when it rained down like... Hey, you made me a believer, believer. Hey, you break me down, you built me a believer, believer. Let the bullets fly, or let them rain. My life, my love, my drive, it came from. Hey, you made me a believer, believer. Last things last, by the grace of the fire and the flames. You're the face of the future, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh. But they never did, ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke up when it rained down like...
I want to stop. We can't.
You made me a believer, believer. Hey, you break me down, you built me a believer, believer. Hey, let the bullets fly, or let them rain. My life, my love, my drive, it came from. Hey, you made me a believer, believer.
You know the words, but your mouth just refuses to release them. You've rehearsed it all the way into work, in the car. You sit down at the table in the meeting, and they just don't come out.
They don't. They get stuck, and you know it's there, And for some reason, you don't know why you don't speak. But really what's going on here, and this is really important to understand, is we are social creatures. And Matthew Lieberman studied this a lot, that we need that social connection. So if we're going to say something that we perceive is going to threaten that relationship, all of a sudden it causes us to pause and I was going to say think twice, but that's not right. It's just pause and just stop so we don't risk that relationship.
I'd call it withhold, Damien.
That's a good
You
good word.
withhold
Good
what
word.
you're going to say.
Yep.
And that's for fear of being socially outcast of that group or tribe. Now, in some circumstances, you need to go through that process, actually, to wake the tribe up, because they might be stuck in a bit of groupthink.
It is. It's really interesting when you have those conversations. It's not so much what you say, it's how you say it. And because we had that experience recently with a local group here where there were some issues that needed to be discussed. And it's interesting how everyone was thinking it, but no one said it. And finally, the president got up and the president and secretary, they had a meeting, called everyone in, and they had the discussion. And all of a sudden, the whole room just relaxed a lot more because it was out in the open. And it's interesting how bringing those things out in the open makes a massive difference to improving the relationship.
It does indeed. In those situations, I think what drives our fear, Damien, is shame. I think that underpins a lot of motivation with people, is trying to avoid shame, because we're so social. Shame is what we're trying to avoid all the time.
Oh, absolutely. Shame is one of those, it's a terrible thing because it actually limits what we can do. And it's one of those things too that we look at when we're talking about this fear and this confidence. So we're talking about where does confidence comes from. The confidence to actually say what you need to say, it comes down to what's the intention behind that. See, sometimes people say things without realizing it, that they're actually poking and causing problems rather than looking for a solution. But if you're actually going, okay, what is the outcome here? What are we trying to do? How are we trying to make things more socially cohesive while also solving this problem? And then you approach it differently and you're providing solutions and you're providing ways for other people to add into things, and it makes things work much better.
It does indeed. And we're either trying to avoid shame, or the scenarios we create in our mind which inflict shame upon us, and then trying to soothe that sensation, which makes us retreat and withhold.
It does, and that leads to a whole bunch of other issues as well, because while we're putting forward this calmness on the outside, or everything's okay on the outside, inside it's actually building up, and that's building up negatively, so it affects us both psychologically and physically. It's interesting how those tensions manifest and cause all kinds of illnesses. So it's actually better to find a way to actually go, okay, how can I present this in a way that will, get this out in the open? It's amazing when you actually put it out in the open in a positive way, it makes a massive difference and builds your confidence quite significantly.
Indeed it does. So have a think about that next time you're going into a meeting which is a little bit tense, and you have something that you really should get across or must get across, and see what's going on for you physiologically.
And it might feel like you're running up the hill. Here's Kate Bush.
It doesn't hurt me. Do you wanna feel how it feels? Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me?
It's interesting with the cafe. We're in this wonderful cafe here, Tommy Brock's in Moe Kirk Street. And I have confidence that when I come in, I'm going to get this amazing coffee. And I've just ordered another one, sent the producer off to get it. And it's those little things that this is how confidence builds. It's not about it's about that expectation of what you're going to get. And that becomes how we build our own confidence, is because a lot of times the expectation we have is that it's not going to work, so we don't feel confident. Whereas the little steps that the cafe does, this wonderful cafe here and many of the wonderful cafes in Latrobe City, is they consistently deliver constant service at a standard that makes you feel great and want to order another coffee.
Correct. And they're made up of really lovely, good people.
Yeah.
And they can remember the small things. They can remember your face, greet you with a smile, and bring the coffee over and tell you, hope you enjoy it. They can remember how you have it. Often,
Yeah.
we can turn up and they go, oh,
It's one of those things we take for granted when we think about it, and from a confidence perspective, we know the shop's going to be open at a certain time, whether it's a cafe or whatever it is. It's open certain times. We know we come in, we're going to get the same service all the time. And that's a franchise principle that works exceptionally well. When people know what they're going to get, they have confidence in it. And it applies to yourself in the same way by giving yourself those little steps, those little things. Okay, I made the bed. We talked about that before. I cleaned the bench off or something like that. Those little steps that we do regularly builds the confidence in ourselves, which is why when you see people that are generally more organised tend to be a lot more confident than people that just throw stuff everywhere.
that's interesting you make that point, Damien, because people who are a little bit more organised reflects what's going on in their mindset.
Correct.
If you're not
It's an
organised,
expectation, yeah.
you're carrying so much chaos
Yeah.
in your mindset that it can disrupt your daily activities and your confidence. So we need to have an even balance of chaos and order in our life to function. Little too much chaos is no good. Little too much order is no good.
And
We
it's-
need just the right amount.
You do, just like Goldilocks. And it's that expectation in the words and the actions. They can be relied upon. That's what we're talking about here. From a cafe perspective, it's the expectation that when we come in, we're going to get this wonderful, wonderful coffee, wonderful bickies, wonderful egg and bacon roll, which I know smelled amazing, but I didn't get to taste it, but I know it's great because I've had one before. And it smelled just like the one I had. Absolutely fabulous. And the big burger they do here is absolutely fabulous as well.
Oh yeah, the brisket burger. Oh,
Yeah. So, but that's what it comes, is that expectation is what creates the confidence. And the expectation comes from the little actions that you do regularly. So if you do a regular action, that expectation builds that confidence because you've got the repeated evidence to build upon.
correct. Indeed. And you grow that bank. You grow that bank of information and experiences, which builds confidence.
It's interesting how little things make all the difference. Just putting chairs under the table can make a difference in your home. You just put things back where they came from. It actually builds confidence because you've got an expectation you're going to deliver on something.
Yes, and that's the order we were speaking about earlier. Just things in their right place. I know some people can get a little bit OCD, and that word or that acronym is thrown around loosely
Yes.
because people aren't diagnosed with OCD, but we refer to OCD as a little bit finicky.
Well, it's about the expectation of what you want. So if your expectation is to actually have things that are all in order and it's not, then that becomes a problem. If your expectation is to just have a few things in order and you deliver on that, that's what builds the confidence, because it's that trust that what you've set for yourself is going to occur.
Correct. And as we said, you make the coffee and you push your chair in and you make your bed and start to make those little changes in your life that bring a little bit of order into your life, you'll find you're a lot calmer. You can think a lot clearer, and when time comes to be confident, you'll have a better ability to achieve that.
Well, and that's where the order makes a difference, because it then brings certainty, which is where confidence comes from as well.
Yes.
So that's these little things that the cafe does. You come in here, you're certain you're going to get a coffee, which is, I know my coffee's coming, and it's going to be all organised, and it's that trust that it's going to happen. So when we think about it, we've got to let go of somebody I used to know.
Correct, I was going to say.
I beat you to it. Here's Somebody I Used to Know by Gotye.
Enjoy.
Now and then I think of when we were together, like when you said you felt so happy you could die. I told myself that you were right for me, but felt so lonely in your company. But that was love and it's an ache I still remember. You can get addicted to a certain kind of sadness, like resignation to the end, always the end. So when we found that we could not make sense, well, you said that we would still be friends. But I'll admit that I was glad it was over. You didn't have to cut me off, make out like it never happened, and that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and that feels so rough. No, you didn't have to stoop so low, have your friends collect your records and then change your number. Guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now and then I think of all the times you screwed me over, but in me believing it was always something that I'd done. But I don't wanna live that way, reading into every word you say. You said that you could let it go, and I wouldn't catch you hung up on somebody that you used to know. You didn't have to cut me off, make out like it never happened, and that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and that feels so rough. You didn't have to stoop so low, have your friends collect your records and then change your number. Guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Somebody I used to know. Somebody that I used to know. Somebody I used to know. Somebody that I used to know. I used to know that I used to know. I used to know somebody.
You think confidence is being impressive while everyone watches.
And
The fear holds that in, and you think confidence needs to be polished, and you haven't polished it.
it's amazing that perception that we put out there as to what confidence is and what we need to do to actually move forward. And especially in those public spaces, we pull back because we're uncertain of what's going to happen, and we're sure, and we just think, oh, that's just not us, because we've got this perception everything needs to be polished. And confidence is not about everything being polished. It's not about everything working the first time. It's about taking those steps. And there's a wonderful character that shows this a lot in one of my favorite movies I saw 9 times in the cinema. It's Back to the Future.
Great movie.
Great movie. Going to get back in time. Biff is a character that is very boisterous and out there, and George McFly always shrinks away rather than owning his own space. It's interesting how much we do that where we walk into a room and we don't own our own space. And it's quite amazing how we can bring that confidence in. And I'm getting really confident because I can see coffee arriving. It's going to be very exciting.
And the aroma of the coffee wafts across the room.
But it's one of those things where we're expecting everything to be perfect, everything to go well, and we're expecting everything to go all right, and it doesn't. So we shrink away and we don't stand out and we don't own the room. And the movie Back to the Future really showcases that, where the scene near the end there where things aren't going very smoothly at all. My coffee has just arrived. Thank you, Mr. Producer. And he takes action anyway. And it's one of those things in those moments. Confidence is not about that certainty of knowing the outcome. It's about taking that step and facing that fear and just moving forward anyway.
There is no certainty in life, and you're not going to get the outcome you forecast, but you really need to put your case forward and present your argument or your position, whatever that may be, and see what happens as a consequence to that.
It's a feedback loop. So you put it out there, it might work, it might not. You might not get the outcome that you were expecting first up, and you try again, and you do it again, and again, and again, and eventually you'll get there. And that's the confidence component, and that's what we talked about in the very first segment, is it's taking the step. That's where confidence comes from. It's not the certainty of outcome, it's taking the step. Sometimes it's going to work, sometimes it's not.
Correct. But we got to keep trying.
We do got to keep trying. I like that. Gotta. Gotta's the word for the morning. We've
Gotta.
got to keep trying. But it's one of those, it is where, coming back to Albert Bandura's self-efficacy work, it matters here again because it's about that taking of that step, regardless of what the outcome might be. That's where confidence comes from. It's not about being certain all the time, because you can never be certain.
And I think if you are speaking with a shaky breath and you do portray that you're really struggling with presenting your case forward, still portrays confidence, because those around you who are looking on, listening to what you deliver, can see that you're under pressure and that the conflict and challenges you're facing to put this across. I think that holds merit. What do you think?
I agree completely. It's one of those things of taking the step makes the difference. That's where that confidence comes from. And also to putting that forward, it can be a shaky step, but also recognizing that you can you can move forward, you can do that. And sometimes you're going to get people that disagree, and that's okay too. It comes down to how you approach it. If you approach it with an attitude of looking for a solution, helping other people, all of a sudden you find this support really comes forward. So that's when you find it's time to stand in the light. Here's Jordan Smith.
Stand in the light and be seen as we are. Didn't I tell you I hear what you say? Never look back as you're walking away. Carry the music, the memories, and keep them inside you. Laugh every day. Don't stop those tears from falling down. This is who I am inside. This is who I am. I'm not gonna hide, 'cause the greatest risk we'll ever take is by far to stand in the light and be seen as we are. Stand in the light and be seen as we are. With courage and kindness, hold on to your faith. You get what you give, and it's never too late to reach for the branch and climb up, leaving sadness behind you. Find hard for love. We can never give enough. inside. This is who I am, I'm not gonna hide. 'Cause the greatest risk we'll ever take is by far to stand in the light and be seen as we are. Stand in the light and be seen as we are. Right in the storms that come raging toward us, we die. Holding our breath as we break through the surface with arms open wide. With arms open wide. This is who I am inside. This is who I am, I'm not gonna hide. 'Cause the greatest risk we'll ever take is by far to stand in the light and be seen as we are. So stand in the light and be seen as we are. 'Cause the greatest risk we'll ever take is by far to stand in the light and be seen as we are. Stand in the light and be seen as we are. So stand in the light and be seen as we are.
One of the things I noticed and learned in life is whenever I pointed out a flaw or something that I was thinking about, other people go, really? I didn't know that. And it became an awareness that a lot of the times what we think is a fault, others haven't even noticed. And we often project that out where we look out in a room and we think everyone else is really confident and we're not. And we make it worse by the fact that we point out the things we didn't get right and bring a great deal of attention to that, reinforcing our own belief and destroying our confidence. Whereas when we focus on the things we did do and the things we did get right, we then shift that entire focus because most people haven't even noticed the things that didn't go wrong, didn't go right.
People are usually totally absorbed in their own cognitive processing ability and picking up the situation as to what's going on and their physiological responses. They're too busy to concentrate on 100% of what's going on for you.
Well, absolutely. You just have to do that when you're listening to people's conversations. How much will you be talking about something and the person will be talking about their experience, what they've got, what they're happening for them. And that just goes to show that we always, majority of people, we focus on ourselves. And in that, when we focus on ourselves as well, we're looking at going, okay, what are the things we got wrong? What did we do not right? And we actually make ourselves feel unconfident, if that's a word, not confident. Whereas when we notice what's going on around us, take it out of ourselves and look around at everything else, all of a sudden it becomes, you feel automatically more confident because you're noticing outside the world as opposed to yourself.
Correct. Researchers put an embarrassing Barry Manilow t-shirt on people and monitored the responses they received from the public.
Yeah.
Now, the people wearing the t-shirt thought they'd be most embarrassed as they walked through public, but as they've discovered, it was not the case. Not everybody noticed the t-shirt. In fact, they could put a figure on that was quite low.
It's one of those things, and we've all done that, where we've had something, we might have spilt something on ourselves or something like that, or been in a situation and thought, oh, you know, that's quite embarrassing. And the majority of other people don't notice. They're not even aware of it.
That's
and this is how, you know, a lot of times we destroy our confidence because we will highlight, not only do we notice it ourselves, but we highlight it, we bold it, we underline it, and put it in big flashing neon and saying, "Oh, look at this! Look what happened to me!" And as a result of that, we're actually wrecking our confidence. Whereas when we focus on, okay, we did this, it becomes a very different conversation that we're having with ourselves and a different frame that we're building up in our own confidence.
And actually, often we disclose to people that flaw we had or that nuance we were displaying.
We proudly talk about it.
And people would go, oh, we didn't even notice.
And this is the exact point that we're talking about here, that majority of people, they, you know, we notice what's going on to us and then through that, we feel embarrassed by that. So we've got our own feeling, and then we're trying to protect that by actually projecting that out. But in doing that, we're bringing attention to something that wasn't even there. I noticed that with someone on YouTube recently. They started making fun of people that were critical of what they were doing. So they're going through the comments and making fun of people that were making stupid critical comments, which you get on the internet. And I was fascinated by that because I didn't even know that person had got critical comments. I just was enjoying their content, and they've brought their attention to it, and now I'm aware of it.
Interesting point, Damien. The interesting point. You can highlight things that people didn't even notice, and maybe those people didn't need to notice.
Yeah, and this is what you're doing, and you do it for yourself all the time, as we bring that attention to what's going on and to the negative things that we think everyone else notices, but they're not noticing it because they're too busy in their own world. So
Then you'd be a Mrs. Jones.
Exactly. Don't try and keep up with the Joneses. This is Mr. Jones and the Counting
Mr.
Crows. And the Counting Crows.
She's suddenly beautiful, and we all want something beautiful. Man, I wish I was beautiful. So come dance the silence down through the morning. Sha la 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 la, yeah. Yeah. Cut up, Maria. Show me some of them Spanish dances and pass me a bottle, Mr. Jones. Believe in me, help me believe in anything, 'cause I wanna be someone who believes. Yeah, Mr. Jones and me tell each other fairy tales, and we stare through beautiful women. She's looking at you, oh no, no, she's looking at me, smiling in the bright lights, coming through in stereo. When everybody loves you, you could never be lonely. Well, I'm gonna paint my picture, paint myself in blue, red, and black and gray. All of the beautiful colors are very, very meaningful. Yeah, well, you know, gray is my favorite color. I felt so symbolic yesterday. If I knew Picasso, I would buy myself a gray guitar and play Mr. Jones and me. Look into the future. Yeah, we stare at the beautiful women. She's looking at you, I don't think so. She's looking at me, standing in the spotlight. I bought myself a gray guitar. When everybody loves me, I will never be lonely. I will never be lonely. Said I'm never gonna be lonely. I wanna be a lion. Yeah, everybody wanna pass as cats. We all wanna be big, big stars. Yeah, but we got different reasons for that. Believe in me, 'cause I don't believe in anything. And I wanna be someone to believe, to believe, to believe. Yeah, Mr. Jones and me, stumbling through the barrio. Yeah, we stare at the beautiful women. She's perfect for you. Man, there's got to be somebody for me. I wanna be Bob Dylan. Mr. Jones wishes he was someone just a little more funky when everybody loves you. Our son is just about
You see the whole decision unfold before your eyes. You walk through a door with fear, expecting or not knowing what's on the other side.
And that door is a metaphorical door as well. A lot of times we go to do something and we perceive that things aren't going to work. And in that, we've built ourselves up, we're charged up, we're already going. Just at that moment, we're about to step through the metaphorical door, we pull back and we go, hang on a minute. And that's that fear kicking in your amygdala.
Yes, indeed. The fight and flight or freeze mechanism your body has to avoid you from getting into danger or physical threat.
To protect us. And that's that fear mechanism. All of a sudden, we're exactly protecting us from what we're perceiving as physical threat or some form of harm, which can be emotional harm. And you know from your own work, Noel, and psychosocial well-being, that the psychological harm triggers the same elements as physical harm.
Oh, it certainly does.
And so we have that fear and we're prepared, we got it all set and we've had that moment, and then all of a sudden in that moment we're going, why am I not doing it?
Yes. You step forward to say yes and your amygdala kicks in and you say nothing.
So it's one of those things when we look at our fear of going, okay, what is that perception? And understanding that this is an uncertainty principle associated with us. And it's putting that perception into a rational point of view, going, okay, what can happen here? And a lot of times we're exaggerating things. Worst case scenario is, you get a little bit of egg on your face and it's like, and people have a bit of a chuckle. You're not going to be cast out and get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. They became extinct a long time ago.
Yes, no fear of being eaten by a tiger in Maui.
No, I don't think many parts of the world, certainly in the civilized world. Maybe if you're out in the jungle, that might be a little bit different.
And I dare say there'd be conversation about that before you left.
Certainly would be a lot of protection there. And one of the things too that you can feel confident about is you're going to get a great coffee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I got my other Tommy Brock Cafe here on Kirk Street. Absolutely beautiful coffee.
The best coffee.
Yeah, it's going to keep me awake all day.
It's really lovely.
Yeah,
that's good.
Great food.
You'll have something to do. You'll do it a bit quicker with confidence.
Exactly. I do. Go really fast. But it's that moment. This is that session. Confidence starts with that decision. That small little decision to do it anyway. We have that. That's where confidence is. It's not about the certainty of outcome, because you're never going to have that 100%. You're never going to be in that situation where you're going to have all the skill as well, because you can have trained all you want and be perfectly able to do it, and then the world changes around you.
And there might be a greater purpose that you need to do that. You need to step forward with confidence, not just for yourself, for those who are around you.
You certainly do, and that's part of that process. It's this door that we've got to go through, and that's that step. It's like Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, and he's there on the precipice, and he's just got to step out. He can't see the bridge. He can't see it until he actually steps out, and that's how confidence works. It actually comes from the step, that action, that moving forward, that stepping through that metaphorical door Noel was talking about.
Yes, and it is a metaphorical door. And it's a challenge within ourselves. And some of those challenges, when you break down those barriers and lean into it, step through it, builds confidence.
So go for a midnight ride. Here's Kylie Minogue and Orville Peck.
Double down and let it ride now. No one around, nowhere to go. Turn it up and turn me out, love. Something says to take it slow. But who's got the time, baby? Won't walk the line, baby. Seems like the night is ours to know. Take you on a midnight ride, baby, you and I. Ooh, so much we could explore. Pull me closer under moonlit skies. Fire in your eyes. Ooh, you got me burning. explore. Pull me closer under moonlit skies. Fire in your eyes. Ooh, you got me burning.
Hey babe, something just crossed my mind. Remember when I chased your heart down? I told you we'd always be together, and you swore to me that we'd never be bored. I'll follow you to the ends of the earth, darling. Let's hope it never gets to that.
I love the morning sun.
One thing we can always remember,
I can't wait for the moon to rise.
to always ride.
There's fire in your eyes.
Let me take you on a midnight ride, baby, you and I. Ooh, so much we could explore. Pull me closer under moonlit skies. Fire in your eyes. Ooh, you got me burning. Let me take you on a midnight ride, baby, you and I. Ooh, so much we could explore. Pull me closer under moonlit skies. Fire in your eyes. Ooh, you got me burning.
You think confidence comes from within you first, and you dismiss the compliment of somebody else who points that out to you. You don't believe it, and you just discard it.
It's absolutely true. It's two components there. There is the component that others can actually help build that confidence up in us by giving us a compliment or things like that. And certainly from your perspective, you can build confidence in other people by letting them know, they've done a good job. But also too, when you get a compliment, a lot of times we dismiss it, which actually hurts our own confidence.
It does, unfortunately, and we stay in that hot. Can we use the word hole?
Yeah.
Like a bit of a trough, a gap, a crevice.
And that's a difference. There is a difference between high achieving people and people that don't achieve. And a lot of that, people mistake this humbleness with actual arrogance, which is not correct. The difference is that someone who has confidence in themselves, they actually believe in their ability, and so when someone gives them a compliment, they go, "Oh, thank you," and they accept that compliment. Whereas other people who lack confidence and will struggle will dismiss it often because they feel that they will be shunned for actually standing out. And this is that whole group thing as well, wanting to be part of the group and not standing out.
And there's a whole raft of issues that are underpinning that, and we haven't got enough time in today's
That's a
show
big
to
show.
unpack them all.
We can do that another
But there's a lot
episode.
going on there, and just to identify that you're actually doing that and dismissing somebody, identifying a good quality or an attribute in you that displays confidence, you need to have a look at that and lean into that and accept that. Have a look at what you're doing right, have a look at what you're doing wrong.
And there was a massive study that was done on, they wanted to find out about what made people high achieving. And they studied people across a broad range of disciplines, from arts to business, all the way in between, engineering, all that kind of thing. And what they found was that there was one common factor that they had in common, and that was when they were young, the parent, generally of the opposite sex, had an unwavering belief in their ability, which means if the child said they want to do X, they said, "You're going to be the best ever." And it wasn't about whether they were going to achieve that, it was whether they believed in themselves to achieve that, which was the distinction. And that's what we're talking about here. Whereas when someone says something to you and says, "Oh, you've done a great job," that ability to accept that and take that on really builds your own confidence.
It all comes down to psychological well-being, really. And I hate to be a broken record on that subject, but it does. Isn't that amazing? As a child, you've been reinforced, you'll be the best at whatever you choose to do. Actually, it reflects on your ability to achieve massive goals when you're an adult.
It certainly does. But you can create that as an adult by when someone gives you a compliment, just quietly say thank you. When you think about your own experiences and what you're doing, focus on what you did right makes a massive difference. And it's just a habit. This is the training that we have to go through. You're creating a habit to move forward, and that's what makes the difference.
It certainly does. Creating those neurological pathways and making it the norm for you.
It is about making it the norm. It's really interesting that just that subtle shift of a thank you when someone gives you a compliment makes a massive difference into your own confidence.
It feels really strange when you first start doing it, but you will get used to it, and it's quite empowering.
So let someone throw their arms around you, or throw your arms around me,
What
by
a
the
great
Hunters and Collectors.
song.
Yeah, this is up next.
I will come for you at night time. I will raise you from your sleep. I will kiss you in 4 places. I'll go running along your street. I will squeeze the life out of you. You will make me laugh and make me cry. We will never forget it. You will make me call your name, and I'll shout it to the blue summer sky. We may never meet again, so shed your skin and let's get started. You will throw your arms around me. I dream of you at night time, and I watched you in your sleep. I met you in high places. I touched your head and touched your feet. So if you disappear out of view, you know I will never say goodbye. And though I try to forget it, you will make me call your name, and I'll shout it to the blue summer sky. We may never meet again, so shed your skin and let's get started. You will throw your arms around me. Yeah, 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 you will throw your arms around me. You will throw your arms around me. Yeah, you will.
What's interesting is what our brain prefers to feel confident and what is actually required to be confident are two very different things. And so I'm going to get this right. The brain prefers this order, prefers to feel ready, then act, then succeed, and then become confident. But the reality is it's a different process, and Albert Bandura's experience showed what exactly required is that you act before you're ready, you survive the awkward beginning. Ooh, who's ever had that? You collect one piece of evidence, and then you return with slightly less fear. And that's the process that we get used to. We've learned to go the other way, where we want to feel confident first and then act. But the process is about acting first. It feels awkward, something's wrong, but then we focus on one element that we got right, and then we come back and do it again when we're actually not, feeling less fearful. And we do this. We did this when we were young. When we were a little baby and we were learning to walk, we didn't feel confident and then take steps and we knew what we were doing. We got up, we fell over, we got up, fell over. And researchers, I don't know who does these studies, but they studied how many times a baby falls over before they learn to walk, and it was between 8,000 and 10,000 times.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And it will take that many times to perfect something. And still today, we need to take so many steps.
Sometimes we trip over.
I think that's profoundly wonderful insight by Albert Bandura.
Yeah.
Around how the brain scrambles that, and we need to take a unsteady step forward into a situation without confidence, and from that point, confidence will build.
Certainly does, and that's the process that we need to understand. And we've been through that, so we've gone through this stage, and part of it is through the social element we talked about before, is that we want to feel part of a group, so we get embarrassed and we don't take those steps. And through not taking those steps and doing those little things as well, like making your bed and things like that, and building that confidence in our own ability and what we said, we start to diminish our confidence. Whereas when we go back to what we did as a little baby and go, okay, I'm going to act first. It's going to feel awkward. I'm probably going to fall over, but I'm going to gain one piece of evidence. And that's where confidence comes from.
Yep. One small step at a time, as we've spoken about in the show already.
Yeah.
One small, tiny step at a time will build confidence. And each of those steps are going to be laden with fear, a heightened pulse rate,
Yes.
and your amygdala firing off that there's dangers all about you, but that's really not. It's just perceived.
It'd be an interesting study to find out where that comes from, where that shift changes from. We did it when we were young. We acted first. We gave it a go. We fell over many times, riding a bike, doing many different things. We were willing to give it a go, and we tripped over, and we just kept going and kept trying until we got what we wanted to get. Then somewhere, as an adult, we decide that if we don't get it first go, we're going to give up because that's not us.
And we give up so easily. Through lack of confidence.
It is, exactly. And that's part of that process that we want to go through is understanding that confidence isn't about having competence, and it's not about being clear about where we're going, the certainty element. It's not about having that certainty. Confidence is the willingness to take the step regardless of what the outcome's going to be.
Yes, and sometimes we are presented, not sometimes, often in life we're presented with situations that require this amount of thought, a degree of confidence, and a great deal of fear.
Absolutely, and it's taking that, I think the key is having a clear outcome. Where are you going, and taking that step? So have a think about that while we have a bit of Neil Diamond and I Said, I Am, I Said.
LA is fine, the sun shines most of the time, and the feeling is laid back. Palm trees grow and rents are low, but keep thinking about making my way back. Well, I'm New York City born and raised, but nowadays I'm lost between two shores. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York's home, but it ain't mine no more. I am myself, to no one there.
cried. I am, said I, and I am lost, and I can't even say why. Leaving me lonely still. Did you ever read about a frog who dreamed of being a king and then became one? Well, except for the names and a few other changes, if you talk about me, the story's the same one. But I got an emptiness deep inside that I've tried, but it won't let me go. And I'm not a man who likes to swear, but I never cared for the sound of being alone. I am, I said, to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. I cried. I am, said I, and I am lost, and I can't even say why. I am, I said, I am, I cried.
We've been talking about confidence today in all its different forms and presentations. We've often seen the big, brash, barrel-chested individuals storm in the room and, well, not storm, come into the room and bring their presence with them.
Sometimes they storm.
Sometimes they do storm if storm is needed. And we sit there thinking, I could never be like that. I don't have that level of confidence.
But that's not what confidence is. Confidence is those little steps, taking that little bit, regardless of whether you know what the outcome's going to be, regardless of how much competence you feel that you have. Confidence is the ability to take the action and continue to repeat and learn. Take one bit of evidence, repeat it, and learn until you become confident. Competent. Two different things.
Competent.
Competent.
And confident. What comes first, do you think?
Well, it's that step where the confidence comes first. It's the action.
Okay, there you go.
It's the action. That's the part that we forget. We did that when we were younger. When we were younger, we went, okay, we just did it anyway. We fell over, especially as an infant. As an example we talked about before, you took that step, fell over, took a step, between 8,000 and 10,000 steps before you actually learned to walk confidently, competently. But it's that confidence. The confidence is taking the step regardless. It's that belief that, okay, regardless of what's going to happen, you can take the step, you can deal with what's going to happen, and then take another step and progressively work towards your outcome. The presupposition being you've got an outcome.
Good point. And then you'll become competent.
You certainly will. And that's the difference that makes all the difference when we're talking about confidence. And where does confidence come from? Confidence is, it's a belief in your ability to take a step. It's not your belief in your ability to get the result, because there's so many factors that could affect you getting the result.
Indeed.
Sometimes
it's not about the result. It's about stepping forward for those around you. Also, it's not only on your shoulders. Sometimes you're doing this for others, not just yourself.
It makes a difference when you put those things out there. You might want to have a conversation with something. There's something that's bothering you and you want to say it, and you don't because you're worried about what the outcome might be. And this is the approach of going, okay, I need to say this, and I'm going to bring it up in a way that is in a positive manner, and I'm not sure what the outcome's going to be. I'm not sure how the other person's going to react, but it's the confidence is the taking of the step and just doing it anyway. It's not the absence of fear, as we've talked about. Confidence is never the absence of fear. Things can always go wrong, It's just doing it anyway.
Yes, it is. Moving forward, going through that veil of fear, pushing into it, leaning into the fear, lean into that racing heart.
It's amazing what you can get done when you actually do that. I know from my own experience, there's some things I'm doing at the moment where I've never done it before, and I'm giving it a go, and it doesn't work. So I go, okay, what happened there? How do I fix that? And having good people around you too to actually give you some advice as to how to do things, and asking questions really helps move things forward. So it's about that taking of the step. That's where confidence really comes from.
It does indeed. And I can only applaud you making those steps and taking those steps forward into your confidence and building your confidence.
And the reality is inside you, you've got this big well of confidence. It's about that taking of the step. And so we're going to finish with a wonderful song by Marcus King called The Well, just as to drive that point home. It's inside you. It's already there. It's just about taking the step regardless of what's going to happen.
And no one can forge forward in this life as uniquely and as confidently as you can, because there's only one of you.
And one thing I'm very confident about is there's many amazing cafes like Tommy Brock here on Kirk Street in Moe, throughout Latrobe City. Fantastic places to get a wonderful feed, get a wonderful coffee, relax, socialise with the people that you care about, and probably some people you don't care about.
That takes confidence.
It certainly does. It's been a pleasure being with you this morning on First Light, discovering our Eden of the East, because Latrobe City
Is more than you can imagine.
You have an amazing week, and here is Marcus King with The Well.
Bye.
I was just a young and bouncing on my mama knee. She said there's only one thing to set your soul free. Wasn't no easy street where I come from. There wasn't no sleep until the work was done. Papa was a preaching about the fires of hell. If you wanna drink of water, got to go to the well. The Cornerstone Church trying to curse my soul, but the good Lord give me that rock and roll. Let the Spirit pull me under to the bottom of the well. If you wanna live forever, but you never can tell. So one for the money, to another show, three for the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.